What is up, guys? It is Noah Anderson, and this is part 1 of my story time. So, I'm going to talk to you guys about what made me want to become a professional wrestler and why I love the business so much. This should be interesting. If this goes well, we will have a part 2. I'll probably make a part 2 anyways. So starting off, as a little kid, I didn't fit in with a lot of people because, I'm this big wrestling geek, that looks up to John Cena, that will, jump off his bunk bed, doing all these, cool WWE moves. I started, in WWE at the age of 4, around the 2007-2008 era of WWE, which was the Ruthless Aggression era, I believe, probably towards the end of it. I saw people like John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Batista, Edge, all the good superstars. So, watching these guys, do their thing, it was really intriguing to me. I would watch Monday Night Raw each and every Monday, Friday Night SmackDown each and every Friday. The more I watched it, the more I really wanted to become a professional wrestler. I would literally tell my parents, I'm going to be like them one day, every day. They would follow me and tell me that, I could do anything I set my mind to. I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to. So, I, never knew anything about wrestling schools at a young age. Where I was living, I never, knew any wrestling schools near me or that, that they existed. So for the past 13 years of my life, it was just this dream. It was, I want to be a pro wrestler. I want to get into the WWE or get into Impact or get into, something like a big time wrestling promotion. WWE is the goal growing up. Once I hit the age of 14, I meet my best friend today, Cole Behan. We met over a YouTube comment. He linked me his Facebook and Messenger, so I added him. We started talking. Real cool guy. Really someone I enjoyed talking to. He told me that he was training over at a place called FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling. And in my head, I thought this was my chance to make my dream become a reality and become what everyone said I couldn't become or what I told my parents I was going to become. So, 1 month of knowing Cole, I talked to him. I was like, hey, we should, meet face to face. And he decided we should meet over at the FSW arena. We did. I met a lot of cool guys there. Met Cole. So, first time going in there, you have to sign the waiver, have a parent sign it. So I thought when I was there, I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to watch him, see what this is all about. After thinking that, I get pulled into the ring and I get to do a training session with him. It was such a surreal moment that, I really could not wrap my head around. For the first time, I was in a wrestling ring. I was holding the ropes. I really thought it was a dream come true. I thought I was dreaming. I did not think any of it was real, but it was. So, I rolled around with them, had some fun. I was freaking out a bit, I will admit. But for once, I could say I am doing what I said I was going to do. So after that, I only went when Cole went because I trusted him and I was new to the place. So I thought, if I stuck with him, everything would be fine. So Cole goes out of town for 2 weeks, so I don't go for 2 weeks. He comes back, and then I go back with him, and then we are training, and then I'm learning how to do bombs, all this stuff, and I really think it's amazing. Never going to forget the moment I got into wrestling. There was a point where I had to stop because I broke my arm. And, Cole wanted to... Me and Cole were thinking about finding some other places to try to, kind of expand our knowledge. So while still with a broken arm, Cole says, hey, let's hang out today and let's go to Big Valley Wrestling, check them out. So I think we're coming here to check them out, see how the training is and stuff. For me to realize that we're going to a wrestling show there. It was a really cool pay-per-view or show, whatever you want to call it. It was really intriguing. I enjoyed every minute of it. I just got my cast taken off, and I was in a arm brace. So we meet up with the trainers, and they tell us the classes are from Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, Not free, of course, we still had to pay that fee. So Cole, is not that much of a available guy. So he's like, okay, I will be here Saturday. Now, I said the same thing. But for the rest of that night and the whole day at school, I was debating. I was like, man, I really, really want to start training again. I really want to do this. So I was debating whether I should go to Saturday with Cole or if I should do Monday and Wednesday as well. So at the end of the day, I decided, I'm going to do Monday and Wednesday and then do Saturday with Cole. It was really fun. Learned a lot of stuff, learned pins over time, learned, bumps, learned all this cool stuff, the building up of a match, all this stuff. To me, I never in a million years thought I would actually do what I said I was going to do. It eventually would lead up to me being doing camera footage for them, recording their promos, to helping out tear down and put up the ring. I think one of the most unforgettable moments I have was when I had to help out set up and work the CAC. I think that was really fun. Got to meet a lot of cool cats. It was a long night, but learned a thing or two from it while being on the camera. It's just people don't understand why I like this business so much. It's because it brings us together. We all respect each other. It's just it's something that people don't underrate a lot. But we don't make fun of people for their life choices and but if someone says they want to become a professional wrestler, people always have to hash on them stuff. Just let the man be himself. But after CAC weekend, kept working hard, kept busting my ass as hard as I could, to a point where I started helping out more, started doing the ringside setup, I became a security, and then I want to say maybe 6 months in to my training, I became an official referee for BBW. And, you know, I never reffed a match before in my entire life. So, you know, the day of the show comes, I get informed. It's like, hey, Noah, you know, we need you to ref tonight. You know, do your best. Don't get nervous, and you'll be fine. So I am like thinking in my head, it's like I'm really close to becoming a professional wrestler. Like, I like being a ref. Honestly, here's another thing. People also underestimate the referees in wrestling. They're not just there to count the 1, 2, 3, or, you know, to call the match. They really, you know, bring the match out more. Like, they work at just as hard as the wrestlers do, and they really should deserve a little more appreciation. But yeah, the first show I was reffing was a charity show for Frank. He recently lost someone, so we were trying to raise money for the funeral. It was a great turnout, and, you know, it was an amazing show. I learned a lot, and, you know, I did the best I could, but I'm not gonna lie, I was horrible. I was horrible. But over time, I got help from Ben Hall, Cody. You know, they really, like, helped me get better at reffing, you know, giving me the tips, giving me tricks, you know. And over time, by the third show, I want to say I reffed, I, you know, had it all down. I was ready to go. And, you know, here comes, I think it was Brave and the Bold, I believe it was. Brave and the Bold are biggest and the baddest, but it was Exceptional and Tenacious taking on the team of Sky High in a Texas Tornado tag match. And, you know, I got to officiate that match. And, you know, it was really fun. Really, really fun. Probably one of the best matches I've ever reffed in my reffing career. You know, Ricky's doing his thing, you know, gloating to the fans, you know, gloating Sky High. You know, there, at one point he tries to deliver chops to him, but it backfires on him. He then comes up to me and is like, "What the hell, ref?" He hits me, and, you know, I hit him back, and the fans were, you know, really excited about it. You know, like, getting involved like that, to me, I think is probably one of the coolest things. Because it's like, when you think about it, it's like, yeah, a ref, you know, is supposed to call the match, you know, he's not supposed to be getting involved like the wrestlers do and all this. But to me, I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really cool that I got to get incorporated into a match for the first time. And then later on in the match, Sky High picks up ENT and does a dual airplane spin. And now I am doing my best to avoid legs, heads, and bodies just swinging. We all get dizzy. Robbie falls into the corner, and then we just have a domino effect of heads hitting nuts. We have Braven going in to Robbie. We have Mondo going into Braven. We have Ricky going into Mondo. And then here I come, about to hit Ricky. Ricky, you know, pushes me back, and then I come back at him. Boom, right in the nuts. It was at that point, after the match was all said and done, you know, the rest of the show, you know, we had a few more things to get done. Like, all the refs came out during the Kevin Duckett's FFA2 match. And every time I ran out there or whatever, the fans, you know, would get happy. Because during the Ricky Mondo match, you know, the Texas Tornado tag match, literally, there was a point in the match where everyone started chanting, "You're the best ref." Honestly, I was, I was really, happy. I was, really about to like break down into tears because, I never would have thought that the people would love me as a ref. I never thought, the people would, give me that kind of reaction as a ref. I honestly thought all the fame and stuff, you would have to be a wrestler to get over, to have the people pop for you, but that was probably one of the greatest days of my life, because I never felt more happy, actually. Like, when they started chanting that, and then every time I showed my face, they would start cheering and stuff, it really made my day. Like, I can't thank you guys enough for that. Like, you guys really made me who I am. Like, if you guys weren't there, or if you guys didn't start the, you're the best ref chants or whatever, I would just be a normal ref. I would just be the, third to fourth best ref in that locker room. I would just, be back there, just coming out, doing my job, counting the 3, end of the day, go home, and yeah. But, you guys made me who I am, and it's really amazing. Also, after that, just from that point on at the shows, every time I walk out the curtain, everyone would be like, "Yeah, Noah, woo," and all that. Like, it was a so real moment for me, and I can't even put into words, how grateful I am that you guys did that, that you guys, love me for being a ref, and, just, not even just for being a ref, I just, that you guys at that point started loving me as a human being, because, honestly, there's a lot of people who can just be like, "Yeah, I like you as a ref," and then not care about me outside the real world. But, I've grown into a lot of relationships since coming into wrestling, I've gotten a real good connection with, my buddy Shant, Hunter, Lisa, they've, brought me into their lives because of what I'm doing. And it was just because, I became the best ref, but then, they actually was like, "Yeah, we want to get to know you personally," all that. So, I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for all you loving fans, that, show up and, you come to, give me some love and support. But yeah, continuing on with the story. Moving on. We move on to Taco Fest. That was a fun show to, be a part of, reffing and all that. That was, not gonna lie, that was probably one of my favorite shows that I've done. And then, in the mix of November, I decided, I see all these guys with their own merch, so I decided, to make some buttons for the upcoming LGBTQ show, the Fighting Against Graffiti show. So I made this funny little, I took my Snapchat Bitmoji head, I put it on a ref shirt, and I put the BBW logo in the background. I took that design, and I made 20 to 30 buttons. I also made I made a collage 8x10. I made 10 of those. We show up to the LGBTQ show, and, like crazy, they were selling like crazy. So I was proud of myself that, I got merch that people wanted, and, So it went from the bit buttons to me making best ref ever buttons to making buttons for some of the other guys, and then it expands to me making a partnership with Brian and Zach, and we started making buttons, 8x10s. We made cards. Like I really was excited because I finally, found a way to do something fun and help me make some money. And I have products that people can buy and all this. So we created best buttons ever. And I was talking with them, and I was like, well, we're called Best Buttons Ever, but we have all this merch, so why don't we just change it to Best Merch Ever? And that's how we became what we are today. And just you guys, we still have a bunch of merch. If you guys want to buy, we have just recently got some Best Ref Ever Noah Anderson cards, personally made by Ben Hall, so special thanks to him. Our merch store is still running open. If there's anything you guys want made particularly, if you want to buy some of our current merch, hit us up on Facebook at Best Merch Ever. And then, I'm gonna leave our story time off there. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to actually listen to me. I appreciate all you guys. I really care about every single one of you guys. I hope quarantine is all right for you guys. I really hope you guys are being safe, and I hope to see all you guys again. Till next time, if you guys want a part 2, tell me. If not, then we'll just leave it here. But thank you guys. Bye.